So yes, I heard about the new Ruby project, and I figured, well, fuck it. Might as well jump in on this anyway. I'm already going after one project, let's look how the other one goes. Suffice to say, I just saw the trailer itself that just dropped, and, well, questions have pretty much arisen. So, might as well go ahead and take a look into the trailer itself here and kind of figure out what all is going on. I see that the theorists have already started making the rounds, and apparently this stuff was announced like a month in advance, and I'd missed out on it. Well, it's kind of suffice to say that this one flew under the radar. Shrug. Well, let's see how well it differs. Now, first off, what the big news necessarily is that it has gone full anime. So, in other words, this has gone full 2D. Kind of a departure from the original 3D style. Is that a bad thing? I'll let you be the judge of that. How do I personally feel about it? We'll kind of see. There are a few instances in where it stands itself where you kind of gotta wonder what all's going on. I mean, some of the action sequences, they kind of cut a little bit short there, and it's kind of difficult to tell everything that's going on, but I digress. Let's go ahead and necessarily get into it, shall we?
今日からチームルビーだ。リーダーはルビーローズ。
やったー、すごいよルビー。
So, right off the bat, this is actually kind of going through what already looks like to appear to be Season 1. Huh. I seem to have stopped here on the music composer. Gonna be honest, a lot of these names don't really mean a whole lot to me. I am not really somebody who pays attention to the names in any of this stuff. I'm really just there for the content. But it is what it is. I have heard that there was some controversy with the writer itself in question. I don't know what was going on. I don't care what was going on. We'll get to that breakdown later. Let's see what else is in store for us. Are we? Well, suffice to say, it's a possibility, but there is the lingering question. We'll get to that momentarily.
かつて人は塵より生まれ、強く賢く創造性に満ちていた。だが、破壊の獣たるグリムが人を敵とみなした。
行ってきます、ママ。かっこいいとこバッチリ見せちゃうから、私のこと見直すと思うよ。
私はワイス主義、カンパニーの後継者です。
ハッピーエンドだから、現実はおとぎ話のようにはいかないわ。
大好きな妹と一緒にビーコンに入れるなんて最高。
君
Okay, considering the analysis I kind of did for Ruby Noir and just kind of did the whole personality voice analysis deal, gotta say, this is almost near reminiscent. I think Yang sounds a little bit too young, but, you know, that's just me. Still, though, definitely got the bubbly personality correct. And what do we have here? This definitely looks like a shot from Initiation. That's kind of one of the odd things I found about Initiation, is that they kind of went from just Ruby and Weiss from out of nowhere just writing this Nevermore, and it already looks like they're already going to be showcasing when it came into play. It was one of my gripes with the original there. They had a few gaps in there, but it's nice to see they'll kind of be filling that in just a little bit, I guess.
君たちは戦士として訓練を受けてきた。在学中の4年間はチームで行動する。
大した努力もなしにリーダーになったことがそんなに嬉しいの？
偉そうに、大っ嫌い。
So we already have shots from the trailers, as well as conflict brewing within the team. This is one of the original gripes I suppose most of us had with the original, but I think they'll do a little bit better. And that's one of the things I notated on as well. Again, you have to remember that the first season of RWBY especially, the episodes themselves were only about 2 to 3 minutes on average. 4 if it was a good week. but now that they'll kind of be working with a full studio with full 22-minute episodes, there's a lot that they could do. Like, they could easily compress a lot of the episodes together, or they could stretch it out into full long-term episodes here, and we might actually get what it is, you know, kind of what the details that we would be missing in the writing itself. But let's keep going. Okay, kind of had to stop here on a little bit. This is kind of where I have some gripes with it here. One of the notations that I saw a lot of individuals who are far more well-versed in animation than I am, and I've kind of been learning a little bit about it here, is that when it came to Monty's style, you could see more of the action. And here it's really kind of difficult to see what's going on. But in the same vein, like, this is a very short clip. Like, it's going to end here in the next millisecond of the action that all's been going on. We saw a little bit of that earlier when Yang was jumping into the mouth of the bird. You could see the Nevermore. You could see that. But here it's kind of difficult to tell. It is definitely part of the first episode where Ruby meets up with the Axe Gang and Roman for the first time, and this is just Ruby going off on the mooks here. Nice sound quality, though. Like, actually hearing the scythe whistle through the air and hearing it sing, that's a neat little detail. So they've definitely kind of gone a little bit more in on the sound and everything. So that's definitely a credit. But still, the action, it's kind of hard to see, but ultimately it's may just be the fault of them cutting it so damn short to fit it into a trailer. Again, a little bit difficult to tell. This is where that's the part of the sequence where the Borbatus gets released in the class, and that's kind of interesting there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. With Monty's style, being able to see everything that was going on is definitely a plus. And I know that's kind of a little bit of a jarring coming from the original series coming to this. So again, I don't know how to feel about it. Maybe they'll flesh that out a little bit and we'll get some more wider shots in terms of the actual action when it does show up here. But if this is going to be consistent with what they see with it there, I can't get real excited for it. You know, I don't really have anything against some of the high-octane action stuff. I've seen it done well in original anime, but a lot of this is just a little too close, too tight, and it's kind of real difficult to see what all's going on. Like, the camera is real tight up against the characters, so it's kind of hard to see what they're actually doing.
黙ってないで何か言いなよ。どうしたらいいかわからないんです。ちゃんと戦えるって知ってほしいだけ。
Okay, interesting title. I guess they're trying to figure out how to name the arcs as we go. We can look into that. And just kind of a big pause here. Well, let's see what we got. We see that the animation production is done by Shaft here. Well, let's see. Original story, Rooster Teeth production. Didn't even put him first. That's the big shame there. Let's see. Like I said, a lot of these names don't really mean a whole lot to me. So I honestly can't get real excited for it. There's this editor, scriptwriter, who's apparently had that controversy that set off Blake's voice actress. I don't know. You can see some of the voice actors down there as well. Well, it looks like they've picked out Ozpin as well as Team Juniper there, so that'd be neat, I guess. We'll see how this goes. Might as well finish this off. And that's pretty much all she wrote. So, what does it ultimately all mean for RWBY? I don't know. It's just because it's late in the morning. You can probably tell that I'm not real excited about it. And truth is, kind of really not. I mean, is this a chance for it to become better? Well, yeah. And I can see that they're definitely taking the time to fill in a bit of the gaps here and there, but this also kind of almost seems like a one-for-one retelling of the original series, which, I gotta be honest, it kind of is putting a bit of a damper on my enthusiasm as well. And I have to say that because knowing where this is ultimately going to lead, especially with Volume 3, the real question is, can they do it better? Yeah, I have my own thoughts on that. Just how Volume 3 ended and how it transitioned into there. If they can't do it better, then we're going to have a problem. It's what I have ultimately said about this series, as well as many, many, many other people in regards to that. So, we'll see. But it's one of the things that many of us have said overall. Trying to distract us with pretty animation will only work so far. It worked with the original volumes when Monty was around, specifically because it was his project. And his style of showing rather than telling is what tied the whole thing together. So they didn't need to spend like 5 hours on just dialogue. The ability to tell the story through the animation without talking, just, facial expressions, positions of the characters, the way they moved, the way they acted. You didn't have to speak a word, and that's kind of what they say: a picture is worth 1,000 words. It's why these days, artists seem to take precedent over writers, which is a big sad, I suppose. That's probably just a personal gripe. I'm not much of an artist. I'm more of a writer. But, yeah, and writing doesn't seem to get the same attention as an artist can. Oh, boy. A little self-deprivation there, but it is what it is. I mean, people are generally more literate these days than ever. But that's where it is there. If I could give a little bit of advice to the writer in question, don't try to one-for-one this. Really, don't. What hurt the main series as a whole was subpar writing. And that really kind of shone in Volume 4 onward because we didn't have Monty's rule of cool and well-done animations, at least to his style. And we definitely had like at least 3 seasons of that. So, yeah, we're a little spoiled here in the RWBY fandom in regards to when it comes to animation. And again, I kind of gotta wonder what's going on here with all these really tight character shots that are just way too close to the back of the character. It's real, like it's almost like it's trying to focus too much on the character itself. Like they're kind of afraid to show off the actual animation. You can't be afraid to do that. Gotta remember here. So I'm a little dampened. My enthusiasm's a little dampened there when I'm looking for that there itself. But in any case, you gotta tighten up the writing. You don't let it get to the point of Volume 4 onward where it's just dialogue for days. That's what killed the original project. Don't fall into that trap. And again, with the animation, loosen up the camera a little bit, I mean, yeah, we're here to watch cute girls and all, but it ain't gotta be that tight to its backside. So, yeah, we'll see where this goes from here. But That's my primary concern and what's dampening my enthusiasm. In any case, we'll see where this goes, and hopefully they don't fuck it up.